Hey everyone, this is Jeff. While I was digging out my artifacts to do all the challenges on YouTube, thought I'd do a quick run through so people could see what kind of stuff we find here in South Carolina. I've enjoyed looking at everyone else's stuff and seeing what they find in their parts of the country. Well, this is 20 years worth of walking, mostly fields and clear cuts. Just this year I started doing the lakes a lot more. I'm going to do a close-up on each case and talk about a few points and just kind of go through them fast though. I think all these are from 1 year. I might have took a few of the best ones out to put into my favorites case. We'll just kind of start at the top and look them over. This camera doesn't focus very well. Look at that base, man. This would have been a find. I sure wish that was whole. Nice quality. Couple little bird points. This one here on the very end is crystal clear. A couple flint points, some crude rhyolite points, a couple bird points. These four here were all found together. Well, they're all found the same day. This one here's worked all the way around, some kind of weird scraper. A big old Savannah River. Pretty crude though. A little crystal drill. That was kind of a two-tone rhyolite point. It's pretty neat. Some broke bases. Now this one here is two different materials. I found them both the same day and they sure fit together close, so they displayed better that way. Well, there's that frame. This is all from 1 year again. This is going to be a little earlier. Again, lots of quartz. There's a Yadkin right there. There's a crystal clear point, but it's broke right in half. Right down the middle. This piece here, I know you can't see it on this camera, but it's a piece of slate or something, and it's got some engraving on it. Some lines cut into it. Tally marks or whatever. There's a bunch of little... Found a bunch of these little tiny eared points that year. In clear cuts, you usually go to the top of the hills and the clear cuts and find those. That one in the middle is an out of Savannah River. I found it in December. It was snowing. Really crude. That big one there has got a broke base. Still neat to see everything that you can find in 1 year. Still fun. Well, here's another frame. This one has some pretty nice ones in it. But I just keep the broke ones too, if they're nice. We'll go through this little row first. I love this one right here. It's well made. There's a crystal one. This one here is probably just a scraper or something. But I just love the colors on it. It's got a little point. Maybe there was a perforator or something. Rhyolite, Savannah River. This big one's probably a preform. You don't find a lot of them here. This is some kind of sandstone. Probably a hafted axe or chipped axe. Probably a gorget. Here's another adze or a chip celt. Some broke Savannah Rivers. This one would have been a really nice one. Bifurcated point, it's flint. This one here, I just kept it. I don't know if it's a real artifact or not, but it looked nice. A couple knives. Ooh, that was crude, boy. Well, there's a good example of the type of materials we find here and the quality of the points. That's average field find stuff right there. Here's the next frame. I'm going to pull out a couple that I didn't find. I'll show them to you in a second. You can probably pick out the ones that don't belong. Some of these are pretty well made in here. I love finding every one. That one's nice. Black flint. Little hafted scraper. I wish the tip was on that one. These two here are rose quartz, which must have been really hard to work, but it makes a nice point. Some gorget pieces. This one here got a hole drilled in it. It's got 2 or 3 places where it's used as either like a grinding tool. That's the first piece I found of a gorget. A couple knives or preforms or scrapers. Again, this is crystal quartz, but it's got a lot of red colors in it too. I wish the base was on that one. I think it would have had some ears. Again, this one's probably sandstone. Boy, this one would have been a nice... Man, look at the work on that. That might be old. Big old Savannah River. This is the classic style of Savannah River with the concave base. This here is probably a piece of chert or something, I'm not sure. But it's been worked down. It does have some damage there. These are all field finds, clear cut finds. I wasn't doing the lakes back then. This is another piece of a gorget that's got a hole drilled in it and some marks cut into it. A bunch of little black flint bird points and some crystal ones. This one here, they worked it down. They resharpened it and they probably still used it like that. Here's some more of these little eared points. Probably around the Hardaway time period, most of those. Just crude. Ooh, look at that dog. Well, here's the 2 that are missing. That's probably the snapped base kirk. It's got a bullseye on it. My buddy found that when he was diving. This one here I traded for. Actually, I bought it. I bought a whole bag of broke stuff from Tennessee. A guy dived for these. And this was in there. And I know it's all busted up, but I'm pretty sure that's an old paleo point. Not a Clovis, but in there related. It's got the same concave base. Or would have. But I like it. I keep it in there too. Well, here's the next frame. But right here in the middle we got some of my better pottery pieces. Got some nice markings. We find a lot of pottery, but a lot of it's real small. Nothing too exciting in this case. A lot of crude ones, boy. We'll just kind of look through them real fast. A lot of bird points in here. A lot of them had damage. They were so thin. A couple of the drills. A couple of the weird scrapers or eccentrics. I mean, I don't want to just put these all in a bucket, so I still show them off. I keep them where I can see them. You know, I had to work hard to find them all, so I still keep them in a case, even if they're crude. Thanks. Well, here's my favorites case. I've showed some of these off before. As you can see, we kind of have it hard down here in South Carolina. So this is the best stuff I found hunting over 20 years. Really nice Guilford right there. A lot of these are my favorites just because they're made better than the others. Look at that one. Got a little rose quartz in there. This one here is crystal, man. I think it was going to have some ears. It's got some red in there. I don't know why it's in there. A crystal. This one's totally crystal. You can see right through it. Kind of a neat made point. You can tell it was been resharpened. A really neat knife or preform. This is a little base. It's too small to be a paleo point, but sure looks fluted on both sides like that. That's flint. These two found in the same field, about a year apart, but they sure look similar. Some kind of tool they were using. Well, this one's a really pretty material. If that's flint, that's the only piece of flint I've seen that color. Probably a hafted scraper made from a recycled point. This one here is super thin, man. Well made. These Mara Mountains are always diamond shaped like that. Not always. Sometimes they're stem, sometimes they're round. Kind of a neat piece of flint here. I'm sure they used it for something. That little green one was my first point. Well, that was pretty fun to find the first point. There's a nice hardway with some serrated edges. This one here is perfect milk quartz. It is really a nice quality material. A couple more of these little serrated points with the ears on them. Not sure what this material is. They either rubbed on it, or use it to grind something. Pretty neat. This one here is awesome. It is translucent, ground base. I've showed that Yadkin before. Hardaway Dalton. Crazy beveled blade on it. Man, I wish this camera showed better. I love that one too, man. Found it on the way out of a field. We were done and pulled it right out. Showed those before. Hardaway Dalton, some kind of a paleo point. This is my most impressive point. A field find. I couldn't believe it wasn't damaged. It's still crude, but man, that's a lot of flint for down here. My hand's shaking right now looking at it. Been a long time. Well, this is a nice one. Good quality. It's kind of thick. That's probably why it survived in a field. Big old Savannah River. This is from North Carolina. Now the big Savannah River. This one's sitting in a field right on its side. This is in a cornfield, way over my head. Look at this stack on this thing. Woo! On both sides. Again, if it wasn't for that stack, you probably would have used it and used it and used it and got broke. This one's a really cool kind of quartz. I guess it's sugar quartz, but it's white. Look at this. I'm calling this a bowling. Found that camping. Look at the base on that. It might be a hardway, but it's kind of small. It was sitting on a pedestal. There ain't no damage on that one at all. This one here, it's not a corner tang, but it's made that way, or it's been remade that way. Yadkin for broke tip. I've showed that one before. I love that one. This here I didn't find. My old hunting buddy gave me that out of a field that we used to hunt together. Not sure what that is. It's perfectly round. Nice big old knife. I call these Guilfords. I'm not sure if they are or not, but they're beveled. Well, that's a symmetrical point. Gray quartz. Beautiful teardrop with some bands in it. This one here, it looks like a paleo point, but it's not. Neat material. It's been worked down like crazy. I found it in the same field I found this one, but the base isn't ground on it. It doesn't have the quality. Well, that's over 20 years worth of hunting. That's the best stuff I could come up with. There's a few nice ones. I sure had fun. I enjoyed every one of them. Can't wait to get out and hunt some more. I hope you enjoyed watching these, and I wish everyone good luck out there. Bye. Here's one more artifact real quick. It's my only celt. Found this in a farmer's field after a heavy rain, kind of away from the camps. And it's a small one, huh? But I just love the way this thing feels. It's polished. And plow tried to get it right there. The back of the butt is really beat up. And it's one of my favorite things too, man. I love this thing. Alright, I'm out. Bye.